Well, grief counselors were at a high school today in Baltimore County after the death of one of their own students.
Just 17-year-old.
17.
Kayla Perry was killed by downed power lines on her way to school yesterday morning.
All right, WMAR 2 News. Abby Isaac spoke to some of her classmates at George Washington Carver Center for Arts and Technology. Abby, tough story.
This is obviously an extremely difficult time for anyone who knew Kayla Perry. Students say she was a dancer and very popular. Administrators say they'll do everything they can to support their grieving students and staff. For 17-year-old Kayla Perry, it was a routine drive to school Tuesday morning. But the senior never arrived at George Washington Carver Center for Arts and Technology. A day later, her presence sorely missed.
Really sad. A lot of people were looking down at the ground, and it was really, a lot of people were reflecting on what happened.
Students who didn't even know the popular dancer are heartbroken.
I have a friend who was hanging out with her just the week before, and she was really happy, really excited about college and all this kind of stuff. And yeah, a lot of people were really saddened by this.
At around 7:15, Baltimore County police say Kayla lost control of her car on Charles Street in front of Loyola Blakefield. She rode up onto a guardrail and hit a BGE pole.
As the pole started to fall over, the wires remained connected across Charles Street. So it started to tug on the other pole on the opposite side of the road. What that caused was for those wires to hang down low across Charles Street.
Kayla was able to get out of her car as a box truck headed south hit the low-hanging wires.
And then the box truck was already traveling at speed down Charles Street, hit the wires and dragged them. That immediately struck her with the same force that truck would have been traveling at.
The wires threw Kayla onto the shoulder, the force killing her.
I think what makes this crash especially horrific is that so many people can empathize with their teenager traveling on their own, in their own car to high school and always worrying about the worst possibility, and that's exactly what happened to this family.
The school will continue to provide counseling and support over the next several days. Police are investigating if the initial crash was possibly caused by slick roads and the rainy weather we saw yesterday.
And police say after the crash, Kayla's car was partially airborne, angled up on the guardrail, so it would have been anyone's natural response to get out of the car. But they advise people to stay buckled up inside the car after a crash until officers arrive and secure the scene.